Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another Prize Picks video for you. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on Flex Friday, our favorite day of the week. We have 8 games, some good matchups, some potential blowouts. So that doesn't mean you can't get value in those games. It just means you have to be a little bit careful on the type of props you take in those particular games. But the board is looking okay right now, but we did find a few plays that we feel really good about. Before we get into those, though, if you've never actually tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen and they'll double your first deposit up to $100. So if you go and double a full 100, you get 200 to play with. It's as easy as that. Just use our code and they'll hook you up. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. We run our late night shows like this 7 days a week, and then we've got our daily show Monday through Friday. So yeah, we're constantly putting out content, and we've got more ideas that we're about to launch pretty soon here. I know we keep saying that, but we're just making sure everything's buttoned up before we launch our new shows. But yeah, so let's get into the picks here. Actually, my bad. We have to do our recap.
Hey.
So we kind of flip-flopped. Like the day before, we went like 50-50 on the night show, and then we got the sweep on the day show. And then this time we went sweep on the night show, and I don't know, we didn't get the sweep on the day show, bottom line. But I'll just do my 2 and then you can do your 2 for the night show.
Cool.
So I had a Darius Garland under 9.5 rebounds and assists. He ended up going for 5, so that worked out. I knew Luka was going to kill it. We took him for over 9.5 assists, and he ended up going for 12. And then okay, I think I took your picks too, so you can go ahead and get into your picks.
So on the night one, I took Jason Tatum for under 3.5 turnovers. This one scared me because he had 2 in the first quarter, and I was like, oh great, okay, so the coaches didn't talk to him, and then he actually took care of the ball for the rest of the game, so he got those out of his system early, and I was happy to not see him do that anymore. Him and Jaylen Brown went on a crazy run at the end. That was really fun to watch. So there was no turning the ball over there, just scoring everything. And then we took Jalen Williams to go under 8.5 rebounds and assists, and he had 7. So a little close on that one as well, but still hit. So that was good.
Yeah, man. Dude, that Tatum, I was just like, here we go again. And then all the way down to like last I checked in, there was like 40 seconds left. And I'm like, okay, we're going to actually get this. This is nice. But yeah, and then for the daily show, we had Harden just totally crush his. I took him at over 12.5 rebounds and assists. He went for 22. He killed it on assists alone. He had 15. And then Patrick Williams just totally let me down. He did not do anything the whole game. And then he just so I took him for more than 4.5 rebounds. That was one of my safest picks that I felt like. I was like, I put him on the cover. Usually we try to look for our favorite, most likely to hit pick and throw them on the cover. Sometimes we just want to find a cool picture or a funny picture or something. But anyways, I was feeling really good about that, and he didn't do anything, and then he just grabbed 2 boards at the end. So I had a Harden hit, Patrick didn't, and then you had a little bit of a heartbreak too. You had
I had
Derek White,
Drew Holiday for over 5.5 rebounds, and he didn't get a single board until the 4th quarter. So he ended with 3, and I was like, okay. And then he just didn't have any urgency under the basket like he usually does. I don't know if it's like a lingering injury or what his problem is, but he's like literally only looking to score the ball right now. And then Derek White, man, he got so close. I felt so good about this. I think it was like halftime, and he had 6. And then he ended with 8, and we needed him for 9. We took it at over 8.5, so that was a little bit of a heartbreak there, and that stopped one of my slips from cashing, so I was a little salt about that one. But I mean, we've had worse.
Yeah, man, I thought like he got to 8 so early that I thought for sure, I was like, sweet, this is gonna cash. And it just stayed there. And then Drew Holiday looked like, I don't even know how he said it, but he looked like what Zion was saying about like lackadaisical or however
Yeah.
however Zion said that. But Drew just, yeah, he had no energy out there. He just looked like his head wasn't in it. But
And he actually stole a
anyways,
rebound from Derek White at the end, so that was cool too. It was like he was
so
no
he
chance
kept
of catching, but he ruined the last one too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I missed that. That would have probably tilted me a little bit, so that's good.
Yeah.
I was too busy just in complete awe at watching what was going on in that football game.
Oh, I know.
Like,
That was
anyways,
mind-blowing.
we'll get into that tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, guys.
that was a weird thing to experience. But okay, so let's get into our picks. All right, so to get us started, I'm going to be keeping it simple tonight. I'm going with 2 rebounds props because, I would like to diversify and maybe have some sort of a fun arrangement of picks, but when it's not on the board, you can't force it. And we're trying to get that night sweep and day sweep. We've been bouncing back and forth. We want them all to sweep, especially for Flex Friday. We want to kill it tomorrow. So I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to start with Tobias Harris over 5.5 rebounds. I really think he should have no problem hitting this. One thing we do want to be a little bit aware of is there is a chance of a monstrous blowout here. That's why I said you got to be careful with the type of picks that you take. We have a 234.5 over under in this game with the 76ers favored by 16 points. That is not anything to take lightly. Like the writing's on the wall there. But he got his minutes last time they played, and I still think like something like, I'm not going to take like a really high like PRA or a super high like fantasy score or something that's going to take the entire game, but this is low enough. I think he can hit this. I feel confident about it. If we look at what he's been doing in his last 5 games, he's averaging 6 rebounds just over that 5-game span. And his last game against Detroit, he only ended up needing to play 26 minutes, but he still went for 7 rebounds. So I feel good about him being able to hit this since he's averaging 6. And the reason he was able to get that in such a short amount of time is because if you look at what Detroit is allowing to power forwards, they're allowing 9.5 rebounds a game to power forwards. So I feel good about him being able to go over that. And then if we jump over to Daily Grind and just take a look at some of the odds on this one, this is a top 3 pick right now. Daily Grind has it at a 53.56% chance of going over, of hitting those odds. And then we've got BetMGM with it at a -135, DraftKings -135, Caesars -139. But again, my favorite one to check out is BetMGM, and they've got it juiced. So that kind of confirms the narrative that we're going with. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over there. And then again, keeping it simple, I got another rebounds prop, and we're going with CJ McCollum. This is really low, just 3.5. I love options like this. I know he doesn't look like he's hit it a lot, but this is like right in his comfort zone for his averages. And Charlotte's a great matchup. So we're going to take the over there. Let's look at this over under. So we have an over under of 232.5 with the Pelicans favored by just 6.5. So we don't really have to worry about the blowout as much. Anything can happen. We always say that. You always got to be ready for the unexpected to happen when you're sports betting. But I'm feeling comfortable with what these projections are at. And if we look at what he's been doing over his last 10 games, like a little bit bigger of a sample size, he's averaging 4.2 over a 10-game stretch. And that's even with games where he's had like 1 and 2. So I feel like he can easily hit this, especially in a matchup where Charlotte's allowing shooting guards to get almost 6 rebounds per game. So this is low enough that 3.5 I'm comfortable with. If we hop over to Daily Grind, I know he's on here. He's not up in the top, but I did like the odds on this. My apologies. Let me know if I pass it.
I think it was
by the way, did I miss it again? We do these late at night, and I'm freaking...
You can type his name.
Oh, that's right.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it is. It's top 5. My bad. It's almost 2 a.m. here, but again, they've got it at a 53.51% chance to go over. So they're expecting it to go over. They have it at a minus 136. And it's pretty much in the same ballpark as Tobias Harris. We got BetMGM with a minus 135, Caesars minus 135, DraftKings minus 130. So the odds makers are feeling good about this too. I know you can't just go off the odds makers, and it's not like we are just making that the only factor in our decisions. We just use this to confirm whether or not it's like you go through your indicators, you look, you build a narrative, and then one of the things we check is what are the odds predicting, and they're not always right, but when they're heavily juiced, that usually means that there's a lot of different indicators suggesting this could go over. And so yeah, those are the two I'm going to roll with to get us started tonight, because we want to get that Friday sweep. What do you got for us, Jordy?
All right, yeah. So to get me started here, I'm gonna be going with a assist prop. This board is pretty slim tonight for how many games we got, but I do feel really good about these two, and I'm gonna be definitely playing them just because they're so low. But I'm gonna go with Bruce Brown for over 2.5 assists. Now I know it looks grim in his last 5 games, but over the course of the play-in tournament or whatever, the Cash Cup or whatever, he did not play very well in those games. And if we look at his last 10 games here for his assists, before that cup he was going for 3 assists every game, and except for this one here against Miami. But as soon as they got into the deep, like, sort of playoff thing, I guess you could say, he just kind of fell apart when it came to assists. And he was only getting 1, 1, and 0. And then against Milwaukee in the last game, on 27 minutes, he had 9 assists. And the reason I like this so much is because if we look at the over-under in this game, we got a 257.5 over-under with only an 8.5 point spread in favor of the Pacers. So I think he's going to get 30 minutes at least. And with such a high over-under, I mean, both of these teams, the Pacers are number 1 in pace and the Wizards are number 2. This game is going to be insane. There's going to be plenty of opportunities for everybody. So I like him to go over 2.5 assists here. If we look at the daily grind on what they have this at, they got it at a minus 120 across the board here, 125 for BetMGM, so they're liking it a little bit more than everyone else, with a 51.9% chance to go over. Not crazy, but I do like it to go over, so gonna be taking that. Just because it's so low, I mean, it's ridiculous. And then for my next one, I'm gonna go with a turnovers prop here, or I'm going with a blocks and steals. That late night energy getting the best of me again. And I'm going to go with Herbert Jones for under 2.5 blocks and steals. He's only gone over this in 3 out of his last 10 games. And, he's a good defensive player, but the way he plays down in the box a lot. And, he's a big rebound guy, and he scores in the paint a lot. So it's not like he's out on the wing too much, like scrapping for steals and stuff. I'm not saying it can't happen that he'll go over this, but the odds are in our favor here. If you look at over here on the daily grind, BetMGM has this at a minus 135, and everyone else has it at a minus 130, 135. So, this is one of the juicier plays at a 53% chance to hit for him to go under here. So that's just like all the indicators. And if we look at his last couple games, for blocks and steals, he's averaging 1.3 blocks or 1.3 steals, and basically he's under a block a game at minus or at 0.7. So, he's floating around just 2 every game. So, and that's being like generous to some of his games where he has none or just 1 of the category. So I like him to go into this, so I'm not going to overthink it too much with how juiced it is and how the data looks. So that's the 2 I've got.
Yeah, and I want to mention one more time before we wrap up, definitely go check out our Discord. We do our late night show, and then we've got our daily show, but in between those video posts and the games, we're constantly getting plays together in our Discord. We've got 2 other awesome analysts in here. This is one of them, Moose. We also have Consul. And these guys are constantly posting great plays all day. I know we had a lot of guys, Cash as well tonight. They're constantly getting early value plays out there before they get removed off the board, and they're catching stuff that we miss a lot of the time. So even though only like one of our videos swept today and the other was like partial, we still had people cashing some green today just from some of the plays that they were able to find within the Discord. So it's a fun community. We have a lot of fun, and there's like a lot of different options for you to get into different types of plays outside of just the NBA and the NFL. So definitely go check that out. There's a link in the description. And that's going to do it for us. So yeah, these are our 4 picks that we've got for first look. If you're interested in checking out the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, they're hooking up our viewers with 25% off, as we're in an official partnership with them now. So there's a link in the description of the video for that too, if you're interested in checking that out. So good luck, guys, and we'll catch you tomorrow in the Flex Friday video.
Good luck, guys.